Here we are. Ensnare against Virus. Terran versus Terran. Tal'Darim Alter LE. Latest edition.
Ooh. This is going to be another exciting match. TDT. Virus is a player who's had much more recent success. I think Ensnare.
Yeah.
He stayed. He stayed around.
Yeah.
He was pretty scary in season 1.
Yeah, he was really, in my opinion, I thought he was scariest in, I want to say it was season 4. Like, Ensnare started playing, I'm like, oh my god, wait a minute. Ensnare is quietly one of the best Terrans in the world right now.
Yeah,
his TVZ was off the hook good.
That was insane.
Yeah, and his TVT as well. Remember that TVT against General, like the best TVT we had ever seen at the point in time?
That was like split map, almost an hour or something.
Yeah,
totally
it was an hour-long game. So, not actually showing that great of a game against Kisu. Kisu just kind of caught everything he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, well, Kisu had an interesting playstyle that game. He opened up with, the Stalker pressure, which I love. I've not seen that, but I feel like I need to steal that right away.
I'm stealing it, Taste.
That's
why I was
turn
talking
that into
future
a
me.
build, so give him the credit he needs.
He's doing the future Taste
That's
build.
right. Okay, so the game is loading. Head-to-head here, Ensnare against Virus. Virus already up 1 game. Ensnare, the pressure's on. He's been around since the beginning, but can he do it now? Let's find out here at the GSL. Over here in the upper left, top Terran since the beta. From the team OGS.
OGS? Ensnare.
He is actually so good at that. He looks so handsome without his glasses on.
He really does. But the thick rimmed glasses give him some extra nerd cred. So I see why he wears them.
Yeah, I need some more nerd cred.
Do you?
No, I don't.
I don't think.
I don't think I need any more nerd cred than I have right now. Bottom left, in the blue.
Her starting face there was actually really funny.
Virus. Some say this guy is pretty sick.
Oh, tasteless.
Every time I make that joke, I have to jab Artosis in the side of my fingers to make him giggle.
When I was in 6th grade learning about the different forms of life and they came to viruses, they're like, they aren't actually alive. And I was like, huh. And then I actually asked, they outlined what you need to be alive, my science teacher in 6th grade. And then I was like, what about sea monkeys? Are those alive? And they didn't know. They're like, oh, that's really interesting. I don't know. And then they changed the subject.
Oh, Artosis.
Bam.
He was owning
I owned that 6th grade science teacher, but turns out sea monkeys are alive. I had some for a while. And then I only had 1 left, who was huge, and then I forgot it somewhere when I moved. I feel so bad about it, man.
So, again, this is a big open map, but it does not mean in this case that we can't see aggression from a Terran player. We've seen these 2-base timing pushes.
Yeah.
We've
seen some really interesting builds on this map, particularly because you can siege up the expansion, but also it's such a huge map and so wide open in the middle that some sort of Marine King Prime type style can absolutely work as well. So these two are going to have a lot of options to pick from. Virus already showing he's not going to get gas, while Ensnare is. And I wonder what build Ensnare is going to go for. Obviously, it's most likely going to be factory-based. Will he go Siege Tank Marine? Will he go a Blue Flame Hellion Drop? Or will he perhaps go for Banshee? Of course, there are some other smaller builds out there, but those are the main ones.
I think that the Blue Flame Hellion Drop might be
this is a big map,
and
it's got kind of these wide open places to actually drop. It's actually kind of hard to catch a drop on this map.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have so much area to defend.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously some very predictable areas. For instance, for a blue player, the upper left part of the main is the most common place to drop, but there are other places as well.
Drop them on the broken bridge and get them in there. I'm interested to see what he does. He's getting that 2nd gas. No add-on on his barracks yet. This leads me to believe it will either be Tank Marine or, based upon where the factory is actually, I'm going to go ahead and say Banshee. So probably a Banshee build against Virus, who's going for the fast expansion, adding some barracks as well. Virus is actually one of these really new players that I'm very excited about.
Well, he's got a new style. What's funny is
he's like one of these new Terrans.
He's like a Neo-Terran.
A Neo-Terran. Shin Terran.
Shin Terran. Shin is new in Korea. Well, Shin roughly means Neo in Korean. Head-to-head here, these guys. I don't know. I mean, Ensnare from that last game we saw, I'm really not impressed. But, this is a different matchup. so maybe he'll do a little bit better. This is a big map, so this is one of those maps where we can potentially have a very long TNT, which I love to cast.
Yeah.
So exciting.
And here we go. It's Banshee production time. Will he get Cloak? We do have an engineering bay going up for Virus, so even if he does, Virus may very well be ready for it. I hear a scan. Did he see it?
I don't think he did. Go ahead and check for us, Artosis.
He did not.
Nope.
Well hidden. All he sees is that and an extra gas. Did you see the first gas?
Now, the
No,
strategy when you go Banshees is you want to keep hitting their SCVs. They kill off SCVs very quickly. And when the Marine comes, you cloak. If they scan, you run away. And if you can get them to even do one scan, they're going to be behind.
Yeah. It's been pretty good.
Golden.
Well, we do have Cloak on the way. First Banshee almost done. Making a command center as well is Virus. Or Ensnare, rather.
Tech Lab on the way now. Banshee moving out.
Ooh, we do have a missile turret going up in Virus's main and in his natural. Getting very, very safe here.
Dude, this timing is actually pretty good.
They're going to finish just before the Banshee comes. The Banshee's almost there. The turret finishes. And Ensnare's probably going to cancel Cloak as soon as he sees that.
He's going to cancel. Keep your eyes on the upper left.
Because even though he hits right there and doesn't get hit by the missile turret, it can see him.
You know what he's not going to cancel, looks like. Ensnare is actually making a second Banshee and allowing Cloak to stay around here. Interesting. And here comes the Banshee once again.
Oh, some good micro there, kiting the Marine.
You know, he's actually doing a considerable amount of damage, and because Stim, the upgrade, it takes a little longer since that patch, you can do a lot more than you'd expect.
Oh, absolutely. And there he goes. He's doing even more. He didn't finish Cloak. But one thing about killing these Virus Marines, Tasteless, whenever you kill a Virus, more just pop up, man. They just reproduce.
All right, as you can see here, Ensnare continuing to just mass up, tech up. And we have a second Banshee coming over here. I'd have to say the number of Marines he killed is actually pretty considerable. Do you mind checking supplies for us, Artosis? What do we have?
I would love to do that. 46 against 54.
So he's catching up.
Yeah, Ensnare is catching up. And that Banshee's got to be careful.
Oh!
And he does not seem to know. Oh, my God, he gets out of there just barely with that Banshee. Almost loses it, though.
And he can uncloak and park himself over there.
He's done a good job on the SCVs, though. It's 31 SCVs to 31 SCVs at this point. And, that's one of the main points of this. And now he's got more tech and the same economy as his opponent. So Virus has done a really great job.
Now, Ensnare continuing to crank out Marines and finish up that tech tree. It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup thus far. I'm wondering if we're going to see the big push coming here, two base pushes. They're both going basically for Marine Siege Tank. So no Marine King Prime style on this map.
Actually, no, Virus, that is a reactor, Tasteless.
Oh my God.
He is going for
He's going, well, he's making a tech lab again, but
I think that might be for a barracks, though.
That could be.
Because, going, 5 barracks, I mean, I feel like he could definitely go Marine Rod or Medevac for a little bit.
So, SCD going to move out now and scout that, as you can see. It's basically controlled by the blue right now, the Zelnaga Watchtower.
There's the broken bridge. Will he drop?
It's the bridge to nowhere.
It's a bridge to the abyss, Tasteless.
That's why you can't get off this map, man.
Bridges were all destroyed.
The bridges were all destroyed. You're just stuck on the Taldir Molter.
Why not just fly the Medevac off the map? Ha! Silly question.
What are you, crazy? You fly off that map, you end up somewhere else, like on Steps of War. It's probably on the same planet.
That kind of reminds me of do you read the Baneling BBQ comics, Tasteless?
Yeah, they're funny.
Oh, they're so funny. That Command Center one. Ready. So good. Here we go. The Marines coming in. And Stim from Virus. That's going to be cleaned up. Might even get that Medevac.
You know what? That was actually terrible.
Yeah, that was
Virus.
A terrible drop by Ensnare.
He did not. Excuse me. I just said. Yeah, Ensnare just did a really bad drop there. I'm a little bit caught off guard by.
We do have a counter drop coming
here.
Viking trying to take out that Medevac. No turrets here to stop it. Some units from Ensnare coming back. He does have Stim now. Stim's in.
Saves the Banshee.
And down goes one Medevac. Looks like this drop won't be all that good either. These two owning each other's drops. Yeah. One thing I do want to point out, drops are great, and it's great to mix in drops with your play. But it seems like drops are so effective early on, and now everyone kind of knows how to stop them in every matchup. Drops are doing less and less and less all the time, Tasteless.
You know what it reminds you of is in StarCraft 1 when people discovered the siege tank drop.
Yeah.
Remember this?
There were 2 months where no Protoss beat a Theron.
Yeah, and it was just like they dropped siege tanks in your base, siege up, and they start just hitting your probes.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like a big Reaver drop. Most Protosses were out in the middle of the map then.
Yeah.
And of course everybody was doing that, but then eventually people had to stop doing the siege tank drop because all I do is sit there at home with a big smile on my face with my Dragoons, and I'd see the dropship coming there and I'd kill it.
Absolutely, exactly. You're completely right. That actually came because of Boxer.
Yeah.
He's the one who originated that type of play. And it really, I remember it very clearly as well, Tasteless. 2 months I didn't lose a PvP.
Yeah.
It's the greatest 2 months of my life.
All right, we see a push now coming out. A little bit more tanks here for the blue. Virus now. Stimmy wants a scan. Takes that out.
Does have a decent number of siege tanks here.
Now he is in range of the Zelnaga watchtowers, so he sort of has a little bit of an edge there. He can use those to spot. And a drop over here.
Drop by Ensnare, but flies into missile turret range. He's got to be super careful about that.
And nice save.
Nice little drops like that, man. That's what it's all about. Just tiny little things like, oh, I'll get just tiny advantage here.
But slowly kind of gnawing away at your opponent's defenses, his economy. Terran vs. Terran's a tough matchup where you just sort of make a big move and attack. Yeah. It's a very tedious matchup, just like it was in StarCraft 1.
That's right. Right now, 137 supply to 136. Very, very close. We have 59 SCVs for Ensnare, 53 for Virus. Virus getting that 3rd command center up. In the meantime, Ensnare is building his 3rd command center as well.
Snare, right now, in a pretty good position.
Oh,
looks
nice
like he's
drop.
getting a little bit of antibodies here for Virus. Now here comes a drop from Virus. And
Snare may be red, but he is sure acting like some white blood cells.
oh, Artosis. You get extra points for that one. That was funny.
Thank you. More than my regular jokes, which aren't funny, which I get normal points for.
Where you get charity laughs for me. No, you're pretty funny, Artosis. Here comes another drop, moving up here. Ensnare doesn't see it yet. Oh, Ensnare may want to consider investing into a sensor tower.
Yeah, we do see a nice sensor tower placement by Virus.
Normally, if you see your opponent go for a sensor tower, you probably have to make one yourself. You know?
You can't let him get a sensor tower without you.
Yeah, man, you can't let him get ahead, man.
You know, and that's so interesting you say that, because there are situations in StarCraft that are like that. Like, for instance, especially in StarCraft 1 where it was so mapped out, if you saw your opponent had 2 evolution chambers, you had to make 2 engineering bays. You had to do it.
You just had to react, man.
So it's like, you're like, well, why doesn't every game boil down like that? It just didn't.
And now the drop is occurring. Let's go Biden to go for a depot.
Okay, don't take out some depots. Why not? Fly away afterwards. Going for an engineering bay that's not upgrading. There's 2 there. 1 is upgrading.
Oh, well, it looks like he started attacking it. He's got to at least get rid of it now.
And he's going to get out of there.
And he's actually attacking his own depot, and face bomb.
Oh,
wow. Ensnare just did that.
And we do have a little engagement here. Virus with a good number of siege tanks and better positioning. Uh-oh. Ensnare's in a lot of trouble now. And a bad drop up on the high ground by Virus, actually.
Doing that push over here to Ensnare, where he can basically hit some mineral patches.
That's going to, well, that gets cleaned up. Ensnare coming down, and look at this. He has gotten these units all alone. He's going to stim in and kill them all.
Man, Virus is suddenly taking this game so quickly.
Yeah, he is. 167 supply to 115, and Snare's starting to look a little bit dead here.
We don't see enough Marines here to defend these siege tanks. Siege tanks really the damage dealers. Wow, man, dude, is this GG?
It may be Tasteless.
Okay, GG.
Ouch. And Virus, as quick as that, advances from his group to the round of 16. I'm feeling so smart that one of my predictions is coming true so quickly.
Yeah.
Ensnare, a great player, but suddenly eliminated so quickly. I thought that he was going to put up more of a fight than that in both matches.
I am, you can see it in Ensnare's face, the frustration, the disappointment, as he is now going to have to go down to the up and down matches.
Dude, there's nothing feels worse in the world than just like getting 2-0.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering how much time you spent practicing, it's literally weeks.
Yeah, I know. You see the disappointment in his face. I mean, this means so much to him, and now he's in up and down matches. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
If these next 2 Protosses go 1-1, he's only going to have 1 shot to stay in Code S. And against the players there in up and down matches, man, it's already some amazing players down there.
I know we have champions in the up and down matches. I mean, it's a little weird.
Two-time champions.
Two-time champions in there.
Might have 2 of them in it.
I know. So, being in the up and down matches is not exactly, like, oh, well, I'll go to an easier place. It might actually be harder than some of the Code-S games that we're going to be casting later on. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know, Artosis.
We'll see what the groups shape up to be like, Tasteless.
Yes.
And then I'll let you know.
You let me know? All right, thank you. Special thanks to our sponsors at LG, Intel, and G-Skill. Almost didn't make it out of that one. For sponsoring this event, we really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And please spread the word about the GSL. Get on the internet. Don't just get on StarCraft forums. That's kind of insular.
Go to other forums, too.
Other forums.
Yahoo Games. Get those checker and backgammon players, the people who cheat at chess all day on Yahoo. Get them over here watching the GSL.
Please do that. Now we got
the Scrabble cheaters. They have like the Scrabble.com page open where you just type in letters you have and what's on the board and it gives you the best word. Yeah, get those guys over here watching. We want everyone watching the GSL.
Everybody watch the GSL.
Tell them there's map hacks in StarCraft. Go ahead, come on over.
All right, it's going to be a PvP. These guys are very, very skilled. Any pro with more results in StarCraft 2, in this case Trickster Soki Su, with more results in StarCraft 1.
Oh, certainly. He was a great StarCraft 1 pro. But, he's had some good PvPs. Any pro getting, if I recall correctly, against MC, that last set of PvPs we saw him play, infinitely outclassed. Now, can Soki Su do something the same to him? I really don't know, man. These guys are both very good. I give the edge slightly to Soki Su.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you on that one as well. Any pro. It's PvP ever since we saw him play MC. And MC is like, I'm going to do the best forward gate rushes in the world, and I'm going to let him know I'm going to do it. And Any pro's like, oh, no, he just can't stop it.
He's like, oh, it's coming. And you're like, but you have the same amount of units, dude. He's like, oh, it's coming. Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right, well, our game is loading. It's Protoss versus Protoss. Trickster against any pro. Head-to-head PvP. Here with Tasteless and Artosis. Tasteless is the casting Archon doing the GSL.